Asian discipline didn't hold a candle to his grandmother Layla, who raised him with the old-fashioned way of Alabama. She warned him, "I'll put my foot on your neck and twist your tail."
Am I lying? Am I lying?
In the early 1960s, in 1962, his mother and father moved to California. Sensei came to California to join them in 1964. He went back to Alabama, then relocated back to California in 1966 to be part of the minor league baseball team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Didn't know that, huh? Unfortunately, the neighborhood he lived in was tough, and he needed to learn how to defend himself. While everyone else was carrying guns and knives, Sensei was looking for an alternative. Is that right?
Yes.
The Japanese art of judo was very popular at the time, so Cecil Peoples began looking for a school to learn from. His neighbor told him, he wouldn't like judo, but he should try karate instead. Sensei replied, "Okay." The neighbor said everyone was learning karate from this cat named Bill.
No, they said all the brothers said, "Go with this cat named Bill."
There you go. Unfortunately, he didn't have his last name and know where his school was. As he and his father were getting ready to search for his school, there was a dance program on TV similar to Soul Train. What was it called?
Lloyd Baxter.
Lloyd Baxter. All of a sudden, Bill Ryusaki appeared on the show and demonstrated some techniques. He told his dad, "That's the guy!" I did it right. Okay. If you know Sensei Cecil, that's it. He wrote down his school information that appeared at the end of the show, and they drove to meet him. The school was located in North Hollywood near the May Company. I stepped up there. As he pulled in, Bill was also pulling in at the same time. Sensei Cecil introduced himself, and just like that, he started learning karate. It was also at that moment that Sensei knew what he was going to do with the rest of his life. He was devoted to karate and knew this was his mission. And all of us here are thankful. Look, because of you.
Thank you.
Although Cecil was an excellent baseball player, along with his cousin Gary Matthews, who went on to make a career in baseball, Sensei knew that it was his dream. In fact, he remarks, when other guys would dream about girls, he would dream about using the techniques he learned in class against a multitude of enemies. Of course, Sensei was also inspired by watching Bruce Lee's movies. One of his favorite movies was Our Man Flint, right? Okay, who was a student of Bruce Lee. Sensei used to get all excited about his movements in the movie and really wanted to become great at martial arts. Those are excellent moves, right?
Yes.
Upon bugging Sensei Cecil Bill Ryusaki to take them to a tournament, he granted their request and took them to El Camino City College. And under black belt at the time, right? Okay. Cecil took third place at the point fighting division. Watching the night finals from the stands and coming to cheer on their classmate in black belt fighting, Sensei Cecil noticed one of the fighters had his hat tucked behind him in his belt. People thought that was very disrespectful. Sensei Bill told him that was Steve Sanders, and Steve Sanders knows how to fight. He was lightning fast and he beat everybody. From then on, Sensei Cecil knew he would go on into fighting and become just like his new hero, Steve Sanders. Cecil Peoples later became a driving force in point fighting. He loved it so much that he went nearly every weekend. Sometimes he would do two tournaments in one day. The nickname, the Magic Dragon, was not all about tail sweeps, as most of us believe. I always thought it was tail sweeps, but it was not. It was the name of a tournament, the Magic Dragon or something similar, and it was covered in the magazines, and Cecil's picture was featured, and the word puff was put on the picture, and everybody started calling him Magic Dragon. So that's where it came from. Up from Anchor. He sings that all the time. When full contact karate emerged, everyone was excited. Finally, they didn't have to hold back at their punches and really hit someone in the face. Heralded point fighters, who were the toughest guys at the time, including Darnell Garcia, Fred Whirlwind, John Natividad, and so many more, these were thought of as the main guys who would carry on the art. They were dropping like flies in the ring. Full contact karate was looked upon as the evolution of the arts, but was quickly losing steam, and many point fighters couldn't make the adjustment to actually getting hit in the face. Because so many, I remember that. Anybody remember that? Remember that era? Wow. Because so many didn't have the right training, they were collapsing from exhaustion in just the second round. They didn't even know how to tie their hands or anything. Yeah, it was terrible. Only a small handful were able to make the adjustment. Leading the way was Benny Ukides. He had already been training in boxing. Sensei Cecil, like Benny, added boxing, training, calisthenics, running, and how to build endurance. Anybody jump rope with Sensei? Yeah. Two IE cannibals, right?
Oh, the Prince! I would die for you!
It was those select few that kept full contact alive and carved a new frontier for others to follow. Sensei Cecil Peoples became a pioneer for the art and changed the direction of the martial arts for the better. Through his confidence, his perseverance, and his never-say-quit attitude, he himself became a hero for a new generation. Today, Sensei Cecil Peoples carries the torch of full contact into a whole new realm as one of the most respected leaders for refereeing in the mixed martial arts arena. He took point fighting into a whole new realm. He opened the doors and kept them open so that others can benefit from his efforts, and he is a man who will be remembered for his many historic accomplishments. As Sensei Cecil once told me, a museum is a place where my grandkid's grandkid can learn and appreciate what their great-great-grandfather did. That is Cecil Peoples.